Hi everybody and welcome to Age's Cozy Crochet Corner. Today we'll be doing a ribbed hat. But this ribbed hat, as you see, has color changes in them. I did do a video on ribbed hats already, which is just the plain one. So if you haven't checked it out, I've done it for the adult and for the children's. In this video, I really more so wanted to show you how to do the color changes. Recently, one of my kids was like, I want a color with XYZ and I want it in this style. So I had to sit down and do it. So I figured I was doing a couple of them and I love them so much. I hadn't done them in a while and I wanted to do one for myself. So figure I'll come on and show you guys how to do it. It also leads up into my next project where we'll be using the same technique. So this one is a children's size. I chained 40 to begin my children's sizes and I just love it. Now this one I went totally crazy because as you see there's like tons of color changes in it. Once you learn how to put the simple color change in it, you'll be able to add as many colors as you want. So we will be doing 3 colors today. And this one is the adult size, and this one, you see we've done 3 color changes. Now, with the fold up portion, as you see, the fold up, I usually put my base color at the fold up. So you'll see how to do that here. So without further ado, we're going to get into the supplies that we're going to need for this. Okay. Move these aside. Now, I'm going to be working with a 5.0 millimeter hook. So got a 5 hook, and you're just going to need some scissors and a measuring tape. Now I'm using the measuring tape because on my last ribbed hat video I just went with standard sizes. That overall, when someone says I want a kid size or an adult size, we just do an overall size that'll cover. But for this hat, especially because it's mine, and with the children's hat, I find that the best way to get the perfect rib hat is to measure your head and go 1 inch less. Okay, so my head is, and you just take and you put the measuring tape around your head, and my head is a 22. So I'm going to be crocheting my hat until I reach the measurement of 21. Okay, and for the adult hat, I'm going to be beginning with the chain of 50. So I'm going to work with classic red heart blue. I absolutely love this color. It's just, the blue is so vibrant. And Burnett's super value, and this color is dark gray. Absolutely love this color. It's one of my favorite colors. So I had a hard time figuring out what color I wanted to add in with these, and I wanted to put gray. Now I usually don't change texture because this is a little bit softer and lighter than these two. I usually don't change texture too much when I'm mixing my yarns. I usually, even if it's different brands, I tend to stay with the same texture. But right now, this is kind of that silvery gray that I want to use. So I'm going to bump my own rule and see what comes out of it. I have this one wrapped up. So what I want to do now is I want to build my base. Now I'm already deciding my base is going to be the darker color. That's the color that I want on the brim. And we're going to put this color in between there. So I'm going to line up my colors, and I'm going to push them off to the side so they're really not in the way. and they're ready to be picked up. So with this right here, we're going to start our chain. Now I'm going to put for my adult 20 chains for the brim because it'll fold up 10. Okay, and then we have 30 more chains to work, and I'm going to split them up 15 chains for the silver and 15 chains for the blue. So let us begin. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now the next one is going to be 20. Okay. Now, just like when you're changing colors, and you're doing this differently, you're not going to pull this loop through here. Okay. You're going to wait, grab your next color, make a loop, and you're going to add that color on here on your last stitch for that color. So 20. Okay. Now my 20 stitches are going to be my gray. So now with the next new color, I'm going to go up 15 stitches. Okay. Not 15 stitches from here. That made 20. So I'm going to go up 15 stitches with just gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We stop at 14 because when we bring in the next color, this one will still be silver. So I'm going to come in with my blue, wrap it around my finger. It's going to add it on. Put it on my hook, and I'm going to pull through. Now that makes 15. Of course, you see we dropping this color and we're picking up this color. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So let's push all of this out and let us look at our chain. Got a lot of strings here. Smooth them out. So here is our chain. Okay, now you see we have our 15 blue, 15 silver, and we have our 20 and the dark gray. So once we finish that chain, we're going to work our half doubles down to here for the blue. Then we're going to pick back up on the gray and work down from the gray and pick back up here and work down. So this is very simple. The beginning chain, it's probably the just making sure you have your colors lined up. So again, if you wanted more colors than this, then you would just add your colors in where you want it in the same style. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm not going into this first one. I'm going to go into the second one, okay? And I'm going to go in, grab my yarn, pull up, and I'm going to make a half double, okay? And I'm going to continue making half doubles all the way down so we get to our next color. I really like this pattern because you could really play around with the colors. And I just love colors. I love mixing colors. I love uh, I love different fields of colors and blending them together and see how they work. All right, now remember on this top one, because we skipped one on the turn, we're going to have 14 up here. All right, now we're coming close to our color change. So this last one, we're going to go in this blue one and pull up, right? And now we're going to switch colors. So the last one that you have in that chain of the all blue, you're going to stop there and switch colors. So I'm going to drop this one and I'm going to pick up my gray. And now I'm going to finish this off, pulling through these loops with my gray. And now I can pull my blue a little bit. Okay, that makes it look a little bit better there. Now I dropped the blue behind me. Okay, just be aware of that. Now I'm going to continue on with my gray. So the next stitch I have for gray is right here. Okay, and now I'm going to go down these 15 stitches and make my half doubles with just the gray. And remember, it's the stitch before the last all gray one is where I'm going to switch my colors at. And that would be here, okay? Because you see this one is where the gray came in at, because it's a mix. You see that gray string hanging out of there. That's still a dark gray one, okay? So it's the one that's all gray. And I'm going to go in there and pull up and stop. I'm going to drop that behind me. And now it's time for me to pick up my dark gray. So I pick up my dark gray, yarn over, and I'm going to finish it with the dark gray. Now I could pull my gray string at the bottom and here a little bit. And as you see, this is where the dark gray begins. And I can go down these last 20, making my half doubles. All the way down. And two more. Okay. Now let's look at it again, okay? And there we go. We have our color mixture blending very well. So as you see where you started, you will not see that. We did our 20, and we always change colors the one before, okay? See how that looks? So we're going to go to our second row now. Our next row is going to be what we're going to do throughout the whole rest of the pattern, okay? So here we're going to chain one, and you chain one at the end of all of your work, and we're going to flip this over. I'm going to flip this way because I lined up my colors a little differently. I should have lined them up the opposite way. The biggest thing in this is you don't want your colors to entangle themselves, okay? So I flip mine the opposite way. So now I'm going to go back down doing the exact same thing that we just did. Slightly different. So right here, if you hold your piece up this way, you're going to go just in the back loops. Okay, you see there are two loops here. If you look at it from the top, it's one here and it's one here. You're going to go in between those just to catch the back loop. And in between them just to catch that back loop. And we're just going to keep making our half doubles in the back loop. So we're just catching one piece of yarn instead of going through two. And you're going to go up this right until we get to our gray, or what I like to call it, the silver. Right, now this is the one before the silver. See, it's just one. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go in there, right? Grab our yarn, come up, and then stop. This is where we're going to drop this, and I'm dropping it behind me. Now I'm going to pick up the silver. Now the silver is going to come up. You see it goes in front. I'm going to grab that silver, and I'm just going to pull it through to change my colors. Now you see you have a crossover line, and that is how it's going to be when you cross over. So there's nothing wrong with this when you see it cross over. So we're going to yarn over, and now on the silver we're going to find our tops, and we're just going to go through the back loop. All right. Now this is the one before it. Now you see we have one left. Going to yarn over. We're going to go just in the back loop, grab our yarn, and then we're going to pause because now it's time for us to change to our blue. I'm going to drop that behind me, and I'm going to pull my blue up, grab it, and pull it through those. You see we have the crossover line. Now I'm going to yarn over and continue on. Half doubles in the back loop only with my blue. And I think we'll do one more row together so we can get the hang of the switch up, the changeover. Now, when you get to the end of your blue, and I have one more stitch here, yarn over, and instead of just going through the back loop, we're going to go through both loops on the last stitch in every row. Okay, it's going to give us a clean edge. All right, so the last stitch in every row, we're going to go through both loops. Chain one, and we're going to turn our work. Let's take a pause and look at it. All right, it's coming along nicely. Where we add in, very nice. So and I'm loving these colors together. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go right back into the back loop only and go right back down the blue. I said the most difficult part of this project is always not to tangle your yarn. If you drop it in the back, when you turn it over, it is then in the front of your work, okay? And it should not be an issue. Yeah, but sometimes even I get I just keep going, and I have to move my yarn around a little bit. But it's such a quick project that it's really not an issue. All right. I'm in the one before the last. Now I'm at my last blue again. So remember, we're going to go in there, pull up, and we're going to drop that, and we're going to pick up our silver. Now we're going to bring our silver over and add that on. Okay. And we're going to keep going with our silver and the back loop only. Now we're at the last silver. So we're going to go through, pull up, drop that, and pick up our dark gray. I'm going to grab that and pull that through. and then start our dark gray. So we're almost to the end. And remember, yarn over. Our last stitch is going to be through both loops. Chain 1, and then we're going to turn our work. See where I talk about possibly having to move out yarn because I twisted it. So now we're going to we chained 1, and we're going to keep doing the same thing over and over until we reach our length. Like I said, my head size inches is 22. I'm going to go to 21 because rib hats, they stretch, and I want a nice snug fit. For additional sizing and head sizing, you could just measure your own head if you're making it for someone else. You can always look up the basic sizes or check out my other videos for ribbed hats. Now this is the last one, last dark gray one. So I'm going to stop, drop that, pick this up, and pull it through and keep going. Now you see here, if you can see it here and here, the crossover lines. And you really won't be able to notice those. They blend in. I think I'm really going to love this hat. It's been a while since I made something actually for myself. So I'm really going to enjoy this hat. All right, so we're at the last gray. We're going to go through there, grab our yarn, pull it up, pause there, and come grab our blue, yarn over, and add our blue on there. And then keep going out with our blue. Oh, wait, I almost messed up my last stitch. I go straight through both of them, chain one, and turn my work. And then I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to carry this out to my 21 inches when I come back, and I'll let you know exactly how many rows I wind up doing for 21 inches. And we'll close this up and throw a pom-pom on them. So I'm going to go in here, pull that up, drop that, pick this up, and pull it through. So we have it. And remember, this is going to be my bottom. And see what I mean? With the flip up, it will flip up to right there. So this will be my bottom, my middle, and this will be my top. And I'm loving it already. So go ahead, and if you're working with me, work yours on out. But I will come back in really quickly and tell you guys how many rows it took to get to 21 inches. And then we'll close our hat up. Okay, so I am now at my 21 inches. It took me 44 rows in order to get to 21 inches. Make sure you do have your measuring tape and you measure for yourself, because like this yarn is thicker than this one. So you can see it comes in a little. That won't be an issue once I put it all together. But different types of yarn and thickness, and these are all medium 4 worsted weights, but still this one is simply lighter than the other one. So make sure you measure your head before you end off. But again, it took me 44 rows to get to 21 inches. Now we're going to go ahead and close this up. You see I've not ended off my yarn. I'm going to chain one. Okay, and then we're going to close this. So we're going to fold it in half. In an ideal world, I would have finished down here. That way I could have came up and ended off up here. But it's no difference, because you might finish down here or you might finish up here, depending on how many rows you have to do to get to the size that would fit your head. So I'm going to go through the first space right here. So I'm going through here, and then I'm going to find the exact same space in the back, the first one, and we're going to just slip stitch them together. So we're going through the next space here, and we're going to go through the exact same one in the back, grab our yarn, pull through, and then just pull through the loop. So we're just going to slip stitch all the way down till we get to our light gray, or what I've been calling silver. All the way down. I mean, I love the color blend before, but I even love it more so now that it's all finished. Okay, so we are now at the last blues here. So we're going to go through both of those holes, and we're going to drop this, And we're going to pick up our next color, which is silver, to finish off. So we're going to grab that and pull that through and slip stitch with that one. And then we're going to go down our gray, slip stitching with just our gray color. So just as we switch off before, we're going to switch off here, just grabbing our gray with the gray and the blue with the blue. All the way down. Now you see, make sure you don't go over to the next color. Make sure you get the last one in that color and the last one in the back of that color. Pull up, drop that, and pick up the next color. Wait, I was about to make a a single crochet. We're going through, we're going to drop that color, and then we're going to grab this and pull this through. Okay. And find the first one here, and the first one in the back has the silver tagging out of it. And we're going to keep slip stitching all the way to the end of this. And our last one with our last one in the back, and that is it. Once we're done here, yarn over and pull it all the way through. And that is it. Okay, so once we have finished going up the edge, we're going to now turn this on the right side. Okay, what we want to be the right side is going to be the opposite side of course, where we just made our seam. Okay, so this is the right side of our piece. So we're going to take whatever color we have at the top, and we're going to take a yarn needle, and we're going to feed that color into our yarn needle, and we're going to make sure we tie a knot at the end. And then we can enter through anywhere. Because I have the knot, I'm going to enter in through the back, so that knot is on the back side. And now we're just going to go along the tops of our piece, weaving in and out. till we get all the way back to where we started. Just weaving it in and out until we get back to where we started. Okay? All right, so I am back to where I have started. And now I'm just going to pull. And that's going to draw my whole head in like that. Okay? See that? So that's not the end of it. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to go across like this and pull that tight. And then I'm going to enter here, kind of like making a cross. So we want to make sure our hat is nice and closed up. And I'm going to go on the opposite side of that. And I'm going to pull that nice and tight. All right. And I'm going to keep doing that. Now I'm going to go crisscross from that. And go here and here. Making sure that my hat is totally closed up at the top. I'll be stuck my hand in and I have no space to get out, so I know that's good. Now once I have that, I want to go in one more time, and I'm going to create a knot loop there. So if now I plan on putting on a pom-pom on here, so I'm going to put this pom-pom on here, but if you're not, I would just then feed this inside my hat and flip it on the inside and then make sure it's secured from the inside. I will be doing that after I secure the pom-pom on. But if you're not putting the pom-pom on, then you want to go ahead and do that now. Let me see, I have to find my little elastic hook in here. Okay, here I found it. This one is black, makes it a little bit hard to see. So I'm going to take and put my yarn through the elastic hook and run it again through my hat. And pull that down tight. Now I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to go through my hat and through the elastic hook and come on back out. Now I'm going to take and feed my needle on the inside of the hat. Now if you want to do that again, you can. I know it's not going anywhere. So now we're on the inside of the hat. I'm going to pull this through, and now I'm just going to secure this to the hat a few more times. Make a knot. And just weave it in a couple times. Okay, I'm gonna cut that. And I still have to weave in the inside of my piece, but I'm gonna fold this right here. So you can see how it turns up. And as you see, the brim turns up right before that. So you have your three colors and your little pom-pom. And I absolutely love these multicolored ribbed hats. So this is how you do it. Only thing we have to do now is weave in our ends, and we have a finished hat. So yeah, that's all we're gonna do. Just weave it in, back and forth. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed working this project with me. Make sure you subscribe and like this video if you like this video. And until next time, I'll see you in the comment section. All right, everybody, and have a good one.